Hi everyone, welcome to my Shoreline Studio. I'm Sybille Muschik. Behind the camera is Joshua Blanc. Today we're going to indulge in a lot of silliness. Josh gave me this chocolate box, what's left of it. It's probably a good thing he didn't give me the rest of it, but anyway, it has such interesting patterns, and it sort of follows up on our geometric series, which is really nice. So I tried printing with it just the way it was, but you can see the separations and the height. So that didn't work all that well. It would be nice as a later aspect. So I took some black and white photographs on both sides. So we're going to be working with two plates at the same time. So one with one view and one the other, and then we're going to switch. And we'll see what turns up, and then we will print it as such. This makes a nice grid pattern, and we'll see. So let's get started. So we're going to ink our plates just with black Amsterdam paint. And roll it out. Again, as a transfer, you don't want too much paint. You want just enough. And you don't fuzzles here. So we'll really have to crack on here, as Josh says. Good English expression, I guess, because we don't want it drying. Here's a photograph of one side, and here's the back side. So we'll do this one here. And this one here. And Baren. And you just leave it maybe 30 seconds, hopefully. And we're getting a nice impression. All right. And this one. Okay, we're going to just wait for this to dry. We'll put a little interlude in, and then we will release it with some satin glazing liquid. Got some nice new stuff. Now I want to talk about, before we leave you here, my Novel matte medium. Use this stuff fairly quickly because, and I wouldn't get such a large quantity again because it's starting to smell. And it smells as if it's going moldy, and it's a very expensive product, so buy smaller, use it up. It's a good product, there's nothing wrong with it, just maybe don't buy such a big quantity. Okay, we'll be right back. So just want to show you briefly what I did before, and this is how it printed. I made it a slightly bigger format, so it uses up more paper. This is on Oriental paper, and we're going to be using cardstock. But here's the second layer where this shows up as a second layer, but as you can see, it's widely spaced out. Now color, we're just going to use the red for that one. And mixed with a little bit of medium because I don't want it too dark. This is the satin glazing liquid. You want it where it's transparent. That's how transfers work. If there's too much paint, it's not going to pick up the transfer. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We do have to do one at a time in this case. Just lining up here. And now, because we're using medium, it may take a little bit longer to pull back. We'll just have a look and see how much it's leaving behind. It's looking pretty good. Okay, there's a little bit more. This is my little trick for getting the medium to work. And we'll see. This side's not too bad. It's just the top. Now, why is that? Just enough to be annoying. So can you pass me the elephant, please? My chance in art history. Thank you. A little bit of weight will help. Okay. So now we're just going to try a different color on here, because in this one we want that lighter color to show up on the second pass. And again, we'll use a little bit of medium. And I still have a little bit of that, what is this anyway? Carmine, whatever that means. Somewhere between Alizarin Crimson and Cad Deep, I guess. Cadmium. Now this is a more opaque color, so definitely you need that medium in there. And when you have little spots of color like that, you just roll your brayer around in a circle to make it consistently even. Brayer off, make sure it's transparent. I know so many people have trouble getting transfers to work. And a lot of the problem has to do with the printer, get the printer to produce a good tone. Okay, now, there we go. And again, we'll just wait for that to cook. We'll throw a nice little interlude in there, and we'll pull that up, and this one too. So I just want to show you my 5x7 gel plate piece from the opposite side, this side here. And it shows this lovely grid. And I had some other gel plate prints of stencils that I made. And I was thinking it would be really fun to cut these out and then collage them in like a stained glass window. We won't have time for that today, but it's a good idea for you to try. So the reveal here, it left a little bit of the black behind, but I think it's a pretty good print and a nice transfer. So that's quite interesting. And with, I guess it's Valentine's Day coming up, not a couple of weeks, right? So wouldn't that make a nice card? You know, put a few hearts in there. So sweet, literally. Get the elephant out of the way. And let's see how this one transferred. Oh, so nice. Now that's a really nice transfer. So see, the medium does help quite a bit. And it's a nice light color, which is what we're going for. So then we have to change directions slightly. What do you think about the color for this one? You almost need to leave this one alone. I hate messing with things when it looks good to begin with. Oh well, I can always do it again. We could do something like gold. I think that would be quite interesting. Okay, let's do that. Okay, have that ready to go. And this one, maybe we'll use the red as a contrast. Okay. It's already pretty dark with all that black in there. So again, we're using our medium. And this time we're doing gold, if I have any in there. Makes rude noises as it's coming out. Oh. Oh, that just went off the scale for Josh's ears, whatever. It's rolling out nicely. Again, I'm doing the circles just to make sure there's no blobs sitting on the surface of the gel plate. And I'm not even going to bother bringing her off. If we get a little bit of gold in this, it's all to the good. And I'm going to brayer a lot of this off. Otherwise it'll overpower that print. That's good. Now hopefully we haven't dried too much. I'm not sure the gold will show up as a... Okay, so this one we're going to do with this. So it's just going to leave gold on the surface, and we'll probably do a whole whack of them. It'll just make an interesting pattern. Okay. And on this side, now I'm going to need some paper here. Otherwise I'll just get it all over my hands. Which I probably will anyway. And then we'll just continue that grid down. Okay, that's not too bad. The red one was for the gold. Lining up. I'm just lining it up with the edge of the... And since it's taking up the whole space, registration is not going to be so critical. Yeah, okay. We might need our little medium trick, but we'll have a look. And again, we'll throw some weight on there. I need another one of those. I think there's a new edition out of there. Okay, just a small break here and then a big reveal. So while we're waiting for this to cook, basically, I have my contemporary art in Canada, and I had a lovely, well, I have a whole bunch of little postcards of Canadian artists' work. And one of my favorite ones is Jack Shadbolt. Unfortunately, he's passed on now, but he was just a major artist in not just BC, but in Canada and probably around the world. And a lot of his work is sort of tribal, not ethnic exactly, but he worked with First Nations philosophies and colors, and just a wonderful person for mark making. He had a huge influence on the arts in BC, and of course on my alma mater, Emily Carr University. So look him up, he's very interesting, and for gel plate printers particularly, all these marks and, you know, using found objects, you know, he just used whatever was at hand, and he was just such a creative person. So he'd be wonderful to look up. So, all right, let's remove all of this. Okay. So we have our gold on here. And I'm not sure the camera can pick up the glimmeriness of it. And all our little back ends of that, where's my chocolate box thing? Oh, there it is, okay. Yeah, so that's what we were printing. And you see, this is why I said you need to take a photograph of it. But that's quite lovely. And, you know, and then put on, if you're doing a Valentine's card, put on a nice little label, you know, and maybe a few hearts and things just to, you know, increase the sweetness if that's possible. Okay, let's go have a look at this one. And there's our grid. Oh, that's awesome. So this one worked out even better, I think. So, you know, maybe your sweetie will find you something to to print, or look around your house. You know, there's all sorts of things at dollar stores, of course, have children's toys, and there's lace and no ends of stuff you could print with. So give it a shot and have fun with these transfers, and then just messing about with them, and it makes for a really tender and sweet day. So thanks so much for watching. It's been great fun. This is just another snippet, and be sure to have fun with the process, and do look up Jack Shadbolt. That would be awesome. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.